Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? What are we here? Just waiting for people to join. This is the Friday Patreon live stream. If anybody wants to, and yeah, we're going to be talking about injuries, answering your fantasy football questions. Probably should have went live on Twitch too. But yeah, we are live right now. All right. I'm just going to be waiting for people to join. If anybody wants to join the Patreon live stream and watch some injury videos, talk about probably Eckler, Dak, Philadelphia Eagles, stuff like that.
Man. All right. What's good? Dr. Moore, doctors. Austin Eckler. What's going on, man? Let's talk. All right. So if you haven't been here before, do me a favor. Smash the like button and the subscribe. Trying to hit 60,000 subscribers. I'm right there. We are right there. Thank you for your support. All right. So what's going on here? He had a week plus off with the bye. He is heading into a big matchup against the Patriots where they got smoked last year. Wednesday rolls around. He reportedly has a good practice per coach, but he suffers this new hip injury. We don't have any details on it. Doesn't practice Thursday. Not a good sign. Like, oh, Friday we're good. At least get him on the practice field. It should be good for Sunday. No practice. Oh, boy. Now, I'm going to try to read between the lines because this is not clear-cut in any sense of the term. Normally, when I see this player does not play on Sunday. But I think this is a different situation, and here's why. They're being extra cautious with a very smart player who knows his body well and returned last year from an insane high-level hamstring strain in 6 weeks, which is bananas, and never missed a step when he came back. So sometimes you have to listen to the coaches and medical staff, and sometimes you have to listen to the player and say, how bad is this? Is this bad? No. And there's a happy medium. Before I describe basically what this is going to be and if he plays on Sunday, listen to our ad here by Artelon.
My toe got stuck on the turf, and I heard like it snapped a week after I got put in the boot.
So what is this injury? Thank you, Artelon, for your support. So what is this injury? There's realistically only 3 possibilities, in my opinion. One is what we call a hip flexor. This is pretty common. I see these a lot in NFL players. And it's not something that many people think of, but it's pretty common, and it's a weird spot. It's where the quad muscle comes up and attaches to the front of the hip right here. And it's almost the groin. It almost feels like groin, but it's not. It's actually hip. And the quad muscles come up and they form a tendon, and then a tendon attaches to the bone. Well, there's one from the rectus femoris, which is the quad, and then there's one from the sartorius, which is another part of the quad, but it attaches a little bit of a different spot. These can be very uncomfortable, and they kind of throb if the tendon is a little bit beat up, or if they partially have like acute tendinitis in there. Now, usually guys don't get held out unless it's like a partial tear or something like that. But overall, I would expect him to play if that's the case. If it's something called a hip pointer, which we do hear, we really, really only hear about it in football. It's not a super common injury. What is the hip pointer? A hip pointer is a bruise or landing hard on the back part of your hip. And essentially what happens is you bruise a lot of the different muscle structures in here, usually the glute medius, where it attaches. And there's a couple other main important muscle groups that are kind of in this area that can be very tender. These are also a little painful, but the guys, they play through them. It's not a big deal. If this is something inside of the hip, that's a
Hey, what's up? Somebody joined. We're just looking at Austin Eckler's injury. Very weird injury. Just watching what Fantasy Doctors has to say.
separate discussion. Then we have a problem. That could be a labral tear. Usually that's pretty much the only thing that's in there. Stress fractures are not super common and don't pop up on a random Wednesday. It could be a what we call a glute medius bursitis or tendinopathy, which is on the side of the leg as opposed to like the back part or the front. Those are uncomfortable. I've dealt with it before. Quite common. It just kind of throbs and then it calms down and you're good once you correct a couple mechanical things. Overall, I think he plays on Sunday, and I think you can expect him for full workload. If he doesn't play, we have an ugly hot mess here. I think it's going to be a running back by committee between really Kelly, Roundtree, and Jackson. I think Kelly is the main guy. They've been working him in more. Roundtree will get a little bit, and then Jackson will still probably get a little bit. So it won't be pretty. And I expect the Patriots to run the ball like crazy because of how bad the Chargers' rush defense is, the worst in the league. So they might not get a lot of time on the field because running takes a lot of clock, and the Chargers play really slow. So there's a couple factors here that you have to consider at looking at Austin Eckler heading into week 8. Getting the sense now, if it wasn't him, I would be concerned, but I have a feeling he plays. But I guess we'll see. Tune into the live stream on Sunday, and we'll go from there. Again, if you like the video, do me a favor, smash the like button and subscribe. Take care.
What's up, guys? We're just looking at some injuries here. If you have any fantasy questions, hit me up.
Welcome
in the chat. It's basically one-on-one combo here. Chris Carson, 9 minutes ago. When is he returning? Let's watch this.
All right, guys. Dr. Morris, Fantasy Doctors. Let's talk about Chris Carson.
He just said Austin Eckler. He thinks Austin Eckler will play just because of like how like we've seen Eckler. But he's like, he still might. We don't know for sure, but his guess is that Eckler will play and will get a full workload. That's basically what he said, but we'll see, man. He missed Thursday practice. He missed Friday practice. Could just be precautionary. We'll see.
Carson, what's good? All right. Thank you for tuning in. Let's grab my neck model because unfortunately this is what we're talking about. If you haven't been here before, I'm Dr. Jesse Morse, a sports medicine physician in Miami, and I treat a lot of these injuries. Hips, knees, elbows, shoulders, you name it. I treat it. I understand traditional orthopedics, and I happen to specialize in regenerative medicine. So we have the best of both worlds. Most sports medicine doctors have about 10% knowledge of regenerative medicine. It's just not their specialty. So that's why I have the ability to bring the two together and be like, you want traditional? All right, here we go. You want regenerative? Here's this option. You choose what's best for you. If you haven't been here before, do me a favor and smash the like button and the subscribe. We're going to be able to keep you up to date and understand exactly what's going on with these players to the best of our ability with the information that we have, adding on our medical experts.
What's going on, guys? We're just talking injuries. Just watched what he had to say about Austin Eckler. Now seeing what he has to say about Chris Carson. Fantasy doctors.
Chris Carson is dealing with a chronic herniated disc of the neck. So if we look here, you can see the discs right here. The problem is they don't herniate out the front, which is right here. Think of a jelly donut. When you squeeze a jelly donut, the jelly squirts out whatever the weakest part is, one of the two holes usually. Well, for our neck and our lower back for that matter, we basically have two options. It can squirt out the front of the neck, or it can squirt out the back of the disc. The problem is the front of the neck has a very thick ligament that usually doesn't allow herniations to the front. So that's when they herniate out to the back. But here's the problem. Do you see any space for that jelly to come out? There's a lot of ligaments, there's a lot of tendons, and there's a lot of nerves that come out of each level, and there's a bone right there. So it becomes a space issue. When that jelly herniates out, it starts pushing on a nerve. Say this is the nerve, and normally it has plenty of space. Now the jelly comes out, and you're pushing, the nerve is here, but the jelly is squirting out, and the bone is here. So now you have squeezing of that nerve. If you can't get that nerve to calm down, you're going to have sharp stabbing, throbbing, aching pain, numbness and tingling. You can have it down one arm. You can have it down in your shoulder. You can have it down both arms. Think of this as a herniation that basically is a fork in the road. So if it herniates before the fork, then it can be either or both sides. If it herniates after the fork, it's only on whatever side it's on. So if it's a left disc herniation at C5, then it's really going to affect only the left side traditionally, going down the nerve root 5, which would basically be the front of the shoulder and kind of going down some of the arm. Each nerve has something called a dermatomal distribution. So C1, 2, 3 pretty much stay in the head and the neck. 4 comes down to the shoulder. 5 goes down the front of the arm. 6 goes down a little bit more. You can.
What's up, everybody? If you have any questions or comments, hit me up in the chat. We're looking at Austin Eckler's injury, Chris Carson's injury right now.
Google it. It's called cervical dermatome map, and you can look it up. It's pretty cool. There's one for the legs as well. When you have a bad herniated disc, you try to calm down that. We do that with oral steroids. A lot of the times that works. That didn't work. The next level is an epidural. Then you inject cortisone into this area to decrease the inflammation. That's likely what they did. But reportedly, that isn't working either. Coach Carroll basically said he is not improving at the rate we would like, and he's supposed to be able to practice next week, and I don't see that happening. Stay tuned for this ad by Artelon, and then we're going to continue this discussion.
My toe got stuck on the turf, and I heard like it snapped a week after I got put in the boot, and I was walking around without the boot. It just got gradually.
All right, thank you. So realistically, what do we have here? He has two options. He can shut it down and see how he does in the offseason. Or he can have surgery, stabilize this, and again, he's done for the season. The only way he comes back is if this dramatically improves very quickly. And then I can't trust him because all it's going to take is one hit and think, boom, or you rotate the neck, and very well, you could potentially squeeze that nerve again. Not only could this be season ending, but depending on the severity and the risk, this could be career ending. That's how important this injury is. So I called this earlier in the season saying I was worried. There's no reason to change that concern. Realistically, you're going to see a backfield with some of Penny, who did not look very good last week. I was very disappointed. Maybe he's better with time. Now we're going to look potentially at Collins, who's been pretty good. Dallas is there. Maybe they trade for someone like Marlon Mack, which, the deadline's coming up. But realistically, I don't think Chris Carson is available to help you in the near future. And I know they have a bye coming up, so maybe you have an IR slot and you can hold him. But if you drop him, I'm okay with it. I have him in one dynasty league and I'm kind of stuck. But besides that, I wanted nothing to do with Chris Carson because of his issues with injuries. That's my concern. If you like the video, do me a favor, smash the like button and then subscribe. We'll see you soon.
I don't know what you mean by thoughts on Marlon Mack. I mean, I guess the most interesting thing about Marlon Mack is he could be traded. Even after that, I mean, basically he's worthless, no value. As far as who to start, I'm thinking Van Jefferson. Now, if Judy is out, which is like, let's say 10% chance Judy is out, then probably Tim Patrick. Yeah. Best be safe to go Tim Patrick. That's a close one. But if Judy plays, it's an easy answer. It's definitely like if Judy's healthy, Tim Patrick's not only a bench, he's actually a drop. It's the only reason Tim Patrick was fantasy relevant was because Judy got injured. And now KJ Hamler also injured. Tim Patrick. Yeah, I mean Tim Patrick. Yeah, that's really. Yeah, so it's definitely Van Jefferson. That's the really thing. Like if Judy's out, then it's really close. If Judy's out, I would say start Tim Patrick, but it's really close. What's up, James? Would you rather have Lamb and Josh Allen starting or Murray and D-Hop? Guess this is a trade question. I don't know what the starting means. Would you rather have Lamb and Josh Allen or Murray? So I'm thinking Josh Allen and CD versus Kyler and DeAndre Hopkins. Now, I'm leaning towards Josh Allen and Lamb right now. Not because I'm overreacting to the last game, but we're talking about 2 injuries. So we're essentially talking about 1.5 minor injuries with Kyler. We're talking about 1 minor injury with Hopkins. And then we look over to a more durable quarterback in Josh Allen and a younger wide receiver in CD Lamb. And I'm thinking short term. This isn't dynasty or whatever. I mean, dynasty, I'd like it, obviously, with CD Lamb over Hopkins. But right now, I'm trying to get wins, right? Even if you have, even if you're 5-2, you're still trying to get wins, right? Trying to get in playoffs, trying to lock that playoff spot, trying to go for that 1 seed, so on and so forth. And right now, instead of would you rather have 2 healthy players or 2 injured players? And I know the injuries may not be that bad, but they might as well. There's a small chance that the injuries are kind of bad, right? DeAndre Hopkins scared us, right? So I'm thinking go Josh Allen and CD. Can't really go wrong there. I'd rather go with the more durable guys, the healthy guys, than the injured guys. It's looking more like Deshaun Watson's not going to get traded. So I always said 10% chance Watson gets traded. And it's looking like it's about 10% now. Maybe less, maybe closer to 5% chance. Basically, the Texans have to trade him, but no team wants him if they know that he's going to go to prison or something. Because if he goes to prison, let's just say, I would say his career is over because he's going to probably go for, I don't know, because it's not like, I mean, this is one of the ones where it's going to be hard for people to forgive. And he's going to go away for a long time, I'm assuming, if he goes to prison. I mean, but they just want to know. They want, is this guy going to get suspended? Is he going to go to prison? Is he innocent? Like, they just want to know. Yeah, man, all these Watson articles are all BS. Like, my BS meter is at a 10 out of 10. I mean, I have him like in a couple leagues, like I'm not biased or nothing. It's just all BS. Like, That's the thing. If a team trades for him, they're going to want to keep their quarterback. So if the Panthers trade, they'd probably want to still keep Sam Darnold because it's like, how about if this guy doesn't play? And they don't want to give up a lot to go get Watson. Watson's a flyer, right? He's a flyer. Trade Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins, Monty, Julio. Wow, what a big. All right, stop with this Murray talk. Okay, it's Kyler. All right. Because there's a Latavius Murray too. All right, trade Kyler, Hopkins, Montgomery, Julio for Josh Allen, Lamb, Hunt, and Manny Sanders. Oh, it's the same exact trade. Josh Allen, Lamb, Hunt, Emmanuel Sanders. Yeah, I like the Josh Allen side more. That's basically the same trade as you brought up here. It's the same trade essentially. So I'd go with the Josh Allen side. Yeah, all this. I mean, look at this. Look at my screen right now. What is this clickbait thumbnail? The Houston Texans agree to trade Deshaun Watson to the Miami Dolphins, but there's one problem. Yeah, they want to know if he's going to prison or not. Oh, my mic fell off. Oh, stupid microphone. There we go. That's a little better. Here we go. Oh, nope. That did not work. Whatever. I'll just hold it. So this guy essentially said he's guessing Austin Eckler plays, just knowing Austin Eckler. He says Chris Carson is really screwed. I don't even care, I guess, what he says about Miles Sanders. Why would I care? I have him in 0 leagues. I told everyone not to. Even if he's healthy, what's he going to do for you? Like, he's not going to do anything for you, even if he's healthy. So he's got to say about Kyler.
Hey guys, Kyler Murray had a phenomenal finish to this game yesterday. They lost. The Cardinals lost. But what a slugfest. We're going to talk about the second to last play and what we saw after that in a few moments. I'm Dr. Sealan Parekh with Fantasy Doctors. We're talking about Kyler Murray, who injured his ankle.
It's really not, man. I mean, Kenny Gainwell, he's a start. You know, he's more of a RB3 or a flex. You know, you probably started him, but I mean, they didn't do anything with the other running back. What makes you think like all of a sudden Kenny Gainwell is going to do anything? It's going to be, you know, a lot of Bernard Scott, couple carries to Jordan Howard. It's just, yeah, I mean, I like Kenny Gainwell. I think he's a flex start. And that's about it though. Like, this isn't like Alexander Madison, right? This isn't like Tony Pollard, if anything happened to Zeke. Not even close, man. I mean, we're gonna see, like a 60-30-10 split, 60% Gainwell, 30% Scott, 10% Jay Howard, baby.
On the second to last play last night, and when you saw him throw that in that last play, he did not have the follow-through that you normally would see. Now, we're the Fantasy Doctors. We're your number one source for all things injury-related. Check us out on all social media platforms, and while there, like us, retweet us, share us, smash that subscribe button. We appreciate your support. All right, so Kyler Murray scrambles to the right, gets tackled, and his left ankle gets twisted in this tackle. It's hard to get a really good view on the videos that we had seen on the exact injury, but looking at it, it looks like his left foot twisted outwards and maybe even rotated to the left. That's called external rotation. So out and externally rotating. If that's the true mechanism from what we can tell by the video, then we would worry about certain structures. Now, when you see him play the next play, doesn't follow through, he certainly pulls up on his throw. You can argue whether or not that was a factor in the throw or not. Clearly, the receiver had some issues with not seeing the ball. So
It's not about Gainwell. I drafted Gainwell in a high stakes dynasty league what you're saying is true. It's about the situation he's on. Nobody puts up fantasy points on that team except Jalen Hurts, who just, runs around, can't make any real throws, throws a couple passes, runs around, gets a rushing touchdown, gets 60 rushing yards. No one else is scoring fantasy points on that team. So like I said, Gainwell is more of a RB3 flex. He's start worthy this week, and that's about it. I mean, it's not even going to be the type of game script where, McKissick goes off or DeAndre Swift goes off in the fourth quarter. Probably not even going to be that type of game script against the Lions. Now, the Lions suck against the run. But who knows? Maybe Jordan Howard or Bernard Scott score more points than Gainwell. So it's no hate on Gainwell. It's more hate on the Eagles and Jalen Hurts. It's just a situation where no one else flourishes except Jalen Hurts. And Jalen Hurts is good at fantasy, bad in real life.
That's beyond the scope of this video. However, point is, it affected his throw. After the game, you see him limping as he's going to talk to Aaron Rodgers and say, the congratulations after the game. But you can see there's a noticeable limp. So what we're concerned about with his ankle is two areas. One is the ligament that drapes the inner part of your ankle. If you touch the inside of your ankle, you feel that knob. That knob is called a medial malleolus. Off the tip of that knob is a large ligament that drapes the inner part of the ankle called the deltoid ligament. Different than the deltoid up by your arm, which is a muscle group. This is the deltoid ligament. And you can sprain it by twisting your ankle, your foot outwards. Okay. Now, if that's the case, if it's a deltoid injury and it's a sprain, that's going to take time to settle down, depending on pain, swelling, mobility issues. He could be out for 1 or 2 weeks. The good news is, more often than not, this injury does not require surgery. You may need a period of immobilization.
What's up, Val? Watching Kyler Murray's injury.
You certainly may need to be taped up before practicing games, but you usually will come back within a few weeks. That's injury one. Injury two is what's called a high ankle sprain. So when you turn it this way, you twist it, you run the risk of injuring the ligament between the shin bone and the bone next to it called the fibula. There's a series of ligaments down by the ankle called syndesmosis, or the interosseous complex. Injury to that area causes a high ankle sprain. Again, like a deltoid ligament injury, these often do not need surgery unless they're unstable. The instability sometimes is noticed on x-ray. So I imagine at the end of the game yesterday, he had x-rays.
My toe got stuck on the turf, and I heard like a snap a week after I got put in the boot, and I was walking around without the boot. It just got gradually better from there. I feel 95% running 40-yard dash. I mean, I'm what?
You're 3 months from surgery.
3 months from surgery, right? I didn't expect the recovery to be that smooth.
If there's any concern of the syndesmosis, being injured or the deltoid being injured, he will get an MRI. So I anticipate him to get an MRI today or tomorrow. If the x-ray showed an instability issue, we would have probably heard of it by now, and those need surgery. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think this is going to be either a high ankle sprain or a deltoid ligament injury. In either case, he could miss a little bit of time. Both could affect his mobility short term, but after 2, 3, 4 weeks, those issues should go away. So we will anticipate an MRI likely today or tomorrow. We will continue to give you updates on our YouTube channel as well as our Twitter handle at FantasyTRS. Check those both out. Subscribe to the channel. We thank you for that, and we will see you at the next injury.
Mic stand broke. Sorry for the weird noises probably from this. Traded Kyler and Jefferson for Justin Herbert and Devontae Adams. Did I win? Yeah, I think so. That's close though. That's very close. But I mean, I like the side you got, mainly because of this injury, right? Like if it's a close trade and one side is injured and the other side is not, I'm going with the side that's this live stream's really falling apart over. I'm going with the side that's healthy, man, for sure. So I think you won. I like it. Start Claypool, Devontae Smith, Michael Carter, Javonte Williams, or Gainwell. I'm thinking to go with Gainwell here. Possibly. See, my microphone just broke. I I might try to fix it, guys, because this is a bit. I'm gonna try to fix the microphone. Hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna try to fix this. Give me a second here. Let's go. There we go. Let's do that. I'm gonna mute my mic really quick and try to fix this. It broke. Mic check, mic check. Can you guys hear me? Let me know. Can you hear me? Start Claypool. All right. I think Kenny Gainwell, but let me double check here. Gainwell, Devontae Smith, Claypool, Michael Carter, Javon. Let's go with Devontae Smith. It's between him and Gainwell. That's a close one. Stafford or Burrow this week? Who you liking more? Man, that's actually a close one, but I think we're gonna go with Stafford here. Let's just take the easy points. Yeah, let's go Stafford. Can't really go wrong, right? Let's go Stafford though. Stafford's killing. Does it sound good though? I think that's it. I don't think I want to watch any more videos from this. Yeah, we watched 3 of them. We watched Chris Carson, Eckler, and Kyler. I was gonna watch Miles Sanders' video, but I figured I don't really care. Why would I care? Miles Sanders, if he's out 3 games or more, I mean, it doesn't matter to me. World Series game coming down to the wire.
Hey guys, Dr. Moore's Fantasy Doctors. Let's talk about Deebo Samuel. So Deebo has been really good this year, and he was really good last year when he was healthy. Now, Brandon Ayuk was incredible last year and hasn't done really anything this year, and it seems like he's in the doghouse, unfortunately. And they could really use him because George Kittle's been banged up, their running backs have been banged up, their quarterbacks are banged up. I mean, this team's a hot mess. So if you haven't been here before, I'm Dr. Jesse Morse, and we are the Fantasy Doctors. Do me a favor and smash the like button and the subscribe if you'd like to be kept in the loop about injuries. And we're not always perfect and we're not always accurate, but we try to do our best with the same information that you have. We just see it through a different lens based on our experience. So what are we talking about here? So Deebo popped up today with a calf injury reportedly. Now, unfortunately, as we've seen with George Kittle, with Jimmy G, those are just on his team, with Gallup, with Dak, with Chubb, I mean, the list goes on. These are becoming more common, and why is a separate discussion, and I have a couple of theories, but in general, these don't heal in a week. They don't heal in 2 days. So I'll give you a perfect example of why he should not play this week. Whether or not he's going to play is a separate discussion. Let's take George Kittle, for instance. He strained his calf in week 1. He played in weeks 1, 2, 3, and I think 4. And then they realized it wasn't getting better. Of course it wasn't getting better. You gave it 5-6 days off, and then you pushed it again. And then you give it 5-6 days off, and you push it again. How can you honestly expect that thing to heal if you keep damaging all the new healing? It takes time to allow that to properly heal. That's why he went on IR. Now, if you give Deebo 2 weeks, this calf will be much better, if it's mild, than if they play him in week 8. Here's the unfortunate issue. They already had their bye. They don't have the luxury of waiting for that. So any games that he misses will be games missed. They don't have the luxury of being able to skip one. So the question is, did the training staff learn their lesson? Deebo has a history of a lot of soft tissue injuries. And when I did my preseason risk scores for players, he was one of the highest wide receivers I remember doing, because when you look at his injury history, it's pretty bad. I mean, he's been incredible, but that doesn't mean the injury history isn't there. You know? So do I think he plays this week? I don't know. He shouldn't play. But the question is, are they really that desperate? And then the other question is, A, do you start him? And B, what happens if they injure it? If he worsens it? They'll be like, well, I told you so. We're like, well, but I didn't have a choice. I mean, like, there's no easy answer for this, unfortunately. If you like the video, do me a favor, smash the thumbs up and subscribe. We'll see you soon.
Well, that wasn't helpful. Deebo Samuel injury. Oh, man. Some of my teams are so banged up, man. I don't even have anybody to start. I'm starting tight ends at flex. I don't even know what to do anymore. I might just pick up Khalif Raymond. I got no choice. Yeah, I posted that in the Discord under the memes channel. Jeez. I know he didn't exactly say that, but come on. That's just that's why another reason why Jared Goff is so whack. Straight comedy. Yeah, this channel ain't really helping us right now.
Hi, I'm Hedgeye founder and CEO Keith McCullough. I'm excited to announce the Hedgeye on the.
Hey guys, Dr. Moore's Fantasy Doctors. Let's talk about David Montgomery. So DeMont got lucky in the regard that he did not suffer a season-ending knee surgery, but he's going to miss a decent amount of time. I've been getting some requests as to when he's coming back, so here you are. If you like this channel, do me a favor, smash the like button and subscribe. We're trying to help you figure out who's coming back, when, who to keep, when they're going to be back, so on and so forth. So let me grab my little knee model here. What happened here? We don't have specifics, but we do know that it's not season ending, which means it wasn't an ACL. It wasn't a traditional ACL mechanism, but it could be one of two things, at least in my opinion. Most likely he suffered an MCL sprain, which is the ligament that runs north to south on the inside of the knee. And he also could have possibly tweaked his meniscus, which is the cartilage deep inside the knee, super important for really anything. Yes, we know he's missed several weeks already. I think they're not going to rush him back, A, because this team is not very good, and this is a rebuilding year, unfortunately, with Fields. And Herbert looks really good. Damian Williams didn't do anything last week, and then the week before he missed with COVID, so maybe we can blame it on that. Maybe it's something else. But the question becomes now, is he going to come back in week 8? I doubt it. I don't even know if he's eligible. Then the question is week 9 possible? Well, it's probably possible, but they have a bye in week 10. Why wouldn't you just keep him out? I mean, this guy has a lot of potential for your team. We know he's effective when he's on the field. He looks really good. This team isn't exactly have a lot of, playoff aspirations. So is it worth it to rush your supposed to be RB1 back on a knee that could have been bad, only to then sit him out again for a bye week? If he comes back before week 11, I'd be really surprised. It just doesn't make sense logically that they would rush him back on a potentially bad knee injury just to sit him again in a team that doesn't really have a lot going for him. I guess they want to play, but you have to sometimes protect the player from themselves, and this is one of those situations. Week 11, I think, is the most likely scenario. Then the question becomes, are they just going to shut down Herbert and Williams? Williams, okay, fine. But can you really just sit Herbert? Are they going to kind of ease them both in? Is it going to be a 50-50? What are you getting from Montgomery when he comes back? They have a beautiful playoff schedule, fantasy playoff schedule for running backs. But are they both going to get it? It could be a moot point by then, but realistically, they could be looking at a 60-40, 50-50, and then both of them are not smash plays. So something to think about, especially if you're targeting him in a trade or thinking about trading him. I don't think he comes back for another 3 weeks. Heading into week, they get the bye week, and then I think week 11 is very possible. If he has a setback or something, he's done for the year. They could just, that's it. So unfortunately, probably not what you wanted to hear, but that's likely how it's going to play out. If you like the video, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up and subscribe. Take care.
Yeah, maybe they can. That's a pretty good idea. Unfortunately, running back market is not that strong, so you would get realistically they want like a 7, like they'd only get a 7th for him. I mean, if you get a 6th round pick, I think you got to take that and run. That's how dead this running back market is. Mark Ingram just got traded for a 7th round pick. Oh boy, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't think any team would pay up to get Damian Williams. Yeah, I don't think so. So you trade him for a 7th. I mean, that doesn't really do much, but I think that's a good trade. But here's what is Montgomery is still on his rookie contract, right? Or did they sign him? I think he's on his rookie contract. Yeah, so he's definitely not playing week 9. And he might come back week 11 or 12. Hey, David Montgomery against the Lions. Let's go. That would be great. That'd be amazing. Yes, please. Yeah, week 12 against the Lions. Earliest he'd be back is week 11 against the Ravens. That would be great. Montgomery against the Lions would be just amazing. He balled out when they played the Lions, man. He went off. Yeah, it probably won't be any huge trades, but you don't know. If Deshaun Watson gets traded, just that one trade will make it a big trade deadline. Seventh round pick for Mark Ingram is all we got so far. But there will be more trades. Trades will happen. They always do when you get close to the trade deadline.
Figured it was time to provide a Saquon Barkley update. I'm Dr. Jesse Morse, a sports medicine physician in Miami, and I am one of the fantasy doctors. We are a group of orthopedic surgeons and sports medicine physicians that take care of players regularly and try to help you sift through the chaos and realistically figure out when these guys are coming back and are they really going to be 100% and what to expect when they do come back. If you haven't been here before, do me a favor and smash the like button and the subscribe. So, Saquon, what's good? We know he went out a couple weeks ago. Initial reports, 1 to 2 weeks. I don't think so. I know his ankle swelled up like crazy. That really didn't concern me. There are other factors in this that concern me much more than the swelling that initially happened. That can happen. It's not a big deal. So what are we thinking here? Saquon ran a route, wasn't paying attention, and happened to step on some guy's foot, rolling his ankle super hard. Then, when coach was asked about the x-rays, what was his answer? They were better than we expected. What the hell does that mean? Are they positive or are they negative? We still don't know. We literally have heard zero. You'd think one of the most high-profile players in the game, we would have some clarity. Nothing. We heard about Kadarius Toney's ankle much faster than Saquon's, and it happened a week later. So that's my frustration with this. This is at best a lateral classic ankle sprain that is moderate. That takes at least 3 weeks up to 6 weeks. That means there's no fracture. That means there was no other injuries. How do I know it wasn't a mild injury? Because they didn't come back. Mild ones are not a big deal, and the guys come back and they even enter the game again. So best case scenario, moderate lateral ankle sprain, 3 to 6 weeks. That would leave him potentially this week. But I don't like the vagueness of their answer around the x-ray. That leaves me to say, there's more that we're not hearing here. They're not telling us. But then the question becomes, why didn't they put him on IR? Like, what's good? If they knew it was going to take a month, why wouldn't you put him on IR? To show your hand? So what? You have an extra spot now. I don't get their theory here. So I want to give a shout out to Underdog Fantasy. They just released a new cool thing that I'm going to read because I haven't had a chance to memorize it yet. Now when you sign up with the code TFD, you'll see it and check it out. All right. So when is Saquon coming back? I don't think week 8 is realistic. I just don't. I want to see him practice at least a couple days. He has not practiced yet. So I don't think week 8 is realistic. It's possible technically, but I doubt that they throw him back in, get him 3 full practice, which is not going to happen anyway, and then start him. I don't think that happens. And then we're talking about week 9. Okay, week 9 maybe, but here's the thing. They have a week 10 bye. Why would you bring him back only to sit him again? Wouldn't you just give him optimal rest and allow that tissue to heal as much as possible? That's week 11. That's where I'm heading with this. Why didn't they just put him on IR if they already knew how this was going to play out? I don't know. I can't explain some stupid decisions sometimes. Here's the thing. The other thing you have to think about is if he returns too quickly, not only is this at high risk for re-injury because it's a classic lateral ankle sprain, but the other thing is realistically, how much compensation is he going to have coming off of his ACL reconstruction? Is that going to mess up that indirectly? And there will be some compensation. So rushing him back can have a snowball effect for one of their franchise players. I just don't think it's smart to bring him back before week 11. And then at that point, is the team really going anywhere? They're not making the playoffs. I mean, that's pretty much a given unless something crazy happens. I get he needs to come back. He should come back. But do you rush him back for a team that's not playoff bound and at risk for, suffering another major injury? So a lot of more questions than answers. Best case scenario, week 8. I don't think it's likely. They could do week 9, but I think it would be kind of silly. That leads me to week 11. I wouldn't trade for him because I can't trust him. If you like the content, do me a favor, smash the like button and then subscribe. Take care.
Yeah, it makes sense to rest him one extra game, even if he's close. Just come back week 11. Great against the Bucks too. Oh my god. That's not good. He's got some okay matchups after that. Eagles is good. Dolphins is good. Chargers is good. Cowboys is cool. Eagles is cool. Yeah, I just want him healthy at some point. That would be great. Yeah, the fantasy doctors is dope, man. You just got to realize they're a tool. Like, I was high on Barkley. They're like, oh, you might not play till November. Like, obviously, they're going to get stuff wrong. They're just sitting at their desk guessing injuries, trying to break it to you. And, sometimes they make just like fantasy analysts make bold claims and they're silly, but it helps us understand. They bring some kind of expertise that we not even come close to because we're not doctors, and they're also used to treating people like this. So they supposedly do have celebrity athletes come in and get treatment or a second opinion. But yeah, what he's saying makes sense. Just Saquon is unlikely to play this week. Doesn't seem that way. He didn't even practice. Oh yeah, heck yeah. There's just really no debate about that. This could be the last game Jimmy G starts. I don't know. This is insane. Jimmy G just is terrible. He's done. His career's done. I think Gardner Minshew is probably better than Jimmy G. Yeah, Jimmy G is just so bad. Yeah, I don't know either. I don't exactly like how he used Trey Lance when he was in. And I get it. I'm not one of those guys who's overcritical of every single decision a coach makes, but it doesn't take a genius to realize there's more than one thing wrong going on with the Niners. Injuries, Ayuk, play calling, quarterback play, Rob Saleh leaving, blowing that game against the Packers. There's just a lot going on, and it just snowball effect. Everything's just piles on into one big unfunctional mess. But I think this will be the last game Jimmy G starts. We'll see. It's supposed to be a really low scoring game. Bears, Niners. Man, thank God we play fantasy because this would be a snooze fest. What a boring crap game. if you didn't play fantasy. Now we play fantasy. I mean, there's so many implications. And if Deebo Samuel doesn't play, bro, other than Eli Mitchell, what offense do the Niners have? Not Ayuk. So Mohamed Sanu's the number one receiver if Deebo Samuel is out. Great. Wow. And I have Deebo Samuel in a couple leagues. I don't even know what I'm going to do. Actually, I have him in Instagram experts. Is that it? I think I got him someplace. I have to have him someplace else. I don't even know. I think that's it. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, Jimmy G's starting. Oh, boy. Not looking forward to that. Stream the Bears defense. Stream the Niners defense. Imagine a game with Jimmy G and Justin Fields playing.
Figured it was.
That's literally what we're going to watch. Oh, my God. It's so bad. It's so bad. I wish Lance was playing.
Hi, I'm Hedgeye founder and CEO Keith McCullough. I'm
Hi,
excited
Keith.
to announce the Hedgeye on the Prize tournament. I challenge you to compete in this simulated investing tournament to win some serious money. We'll be awarding weekly and monthly cash prizes along with the big grand prizes. Along the way, we'll teach you how to take your investing to a whole new level. I hope you'll join us. I'll be coaching you every step of the way.
Kadarius Toney. You flashed your potential and then you took it away. When are you coming back, buddy? Welcome. I'm Dr. Jesse Morsi, sports medicine physician in Miami. And unfortunately, Kadarius Toney has taken his beautiful gift away, gave it back to us again, and then took it away again. When are we going to get it for good? He suffered a classic lateral ankle sprain, kind of what we're hoping is a mild version of what happened to Saquon. So the question becomes, is week 8 possible? I think so. I do. Why? Because I have a feeling that he tweaked his ankle just enough, but didn't do a bad thing. If usually when we have mild or early, low grade, moderate lateral ankle sprains, which is what it looked like, they can play the next week, but they are high risk for re-injury, which is what he did. And he was like 3 for 36 already in like the first quarter or something like that. So the talent is there. We know that. There's no question. Now all he needs is volume, and I think he gets that as well. The question becomes, did he lead to a moderate sprain? If he had a moderate sprain, I realistically think they would have put him on IR because their bye week is in week 10. So if that happened, they could have basically used about a month, and he would have been good for week 11. But if it's just a minor tweak to the same injury, maybe give him a week, almost 2 weeks, 10 days or so, and he's good. Better, he's not good. But the other benefit is that their game is Monday night, so they get another day. Slayton is back. Pettis was catching touchdowns now. He wasn't even on the team until what I felt like a month ago. Saquon, I just did a video on him. I don't think he's coming back for probably a couple more weeks at the minimum. Galladay, no idea. So we're looking at Shepard, Slayton, Pettis. Ingram has kind of been hit or miss as usual. And Toney. But I think when Toney's on the field, he's commanding targets. If he's on your waiver wire, go get him, especially in PPR. This kid could easily get 12 to 15 targets. And he is so dynamic, he doesn't need a whole lot to hit the end zone, to break ankles, to make people miss. Is he at high risk or moderate risk for re-injury? Yes, unfortunately. But if they're ready to get him to go, and with this ugly Kansas City backfield, in terms of like defensive players, this dude could go ham. And it could be a show. So I have a feeling that there's a chance he could come back in week 8 this week, as opposed to week 9. If he comes back in week 9, they might as well just hold him out to week 11 because of their bye. But if he's on your wire, I think there's a realistic chance he plays this week. I think Shepard will still get some targets. I think Slayton gets some deep targets. But Tony is definitely going to get 8 to 12 targets, assuming he stays healthy, just because of how talented he is. And he's just he has a different gear than everybody else, in my opinion. So that's where I'm at. I'm looking forward to seeing him on the field, hopefully in week 8. We should have an idea by the end of the week, and I'll provide you an update both on the Friday update and then definitely on the Sunday morning update. If you like the video, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up and hit the subscribe.
Yeah, I think Tony's gonna play.
California is now shut.
I think Tony's gonna play. He's been practicing. Yeah, I think he's gonna play, man. We'll see. Too bad it's Monday night. Hope Evan Ingram plays. So I got him going in a couple leagues. Well, yeah, guess I'm gonna end it there. Appreciate you guys. It's making these Patreon live streams public, easier to find, and not too many people join anyway. This happens around week 5, week 7. Views, they taper off, and YouTube just starts screwing with who they push out my content to. It's all good though. Appreciate you guys. End it there. Good luck this week, everybody.